Hello friends, today we are going to discuss about autoimmunity, how it works. I am Dr. Jagajit Singh Virk, MBBS, FCGP, FAMS, PGDGL. What is autoimmunity? Autoimmunity is the defect in any arm of the immune system that triggers the misdirected immune function in the body. It may be defined as a phenomenon in which antibodies or T cells react with auto-antigens. Autoimmunity induces autoimmune diseases. The immune system has various mechanisms to suppress the immune response to the self, and the disturbance of these mechanisms results in autoimmune diseases. The defect may be in the innate and complement arm or in the adaptive arm, which consists of cell-directed T cells or humoral side B cells like antibodies. The defect in immunity may be under function of immune system, which may be genetic or acquired. The defect may be over-functioning of the immune system, where hypersensitivity reactions take place, like anaphylactic shock. This defect of the immune system may be called as misdirected immune response of the body in its immune system. Autoimmunity is the failure of an organism in recognizing its own constituent parts as non-self, which allows an immune response against its own cells and tissues. Any disease that results from such an aberrant immune response is termed an autoimmune disease. Autoimmunity is often caused by a lack of germ development of a target body, and as such, the immune response acts against its own self cells and tissues. Our immune system, innate immune system and adaptive immune system. What's innate immune system? It is non-specific to pathogens and toxins. Cannot build memory because it is generalized. First line defense, maybe for any foreign object, through our skin, through our saliva, our tears, our microbiome, whether outside or inside, numerous cells, complements, lysozymes, WBCs, and platelets. And the adaptive immune system is a mounting specific immune response against pathogens and toxins. It's capable to build memory. It utilizes B cells and T cells, lymphocytes, and their products like immunoglobulins and cytokines. It's more efficient with every subsequent exposure. Boosting. Host receptors on lymphocyte undergo gene rearrangement and somatic mutation processes to create a repertoire of receptors, recognize vast amount of antigens. Upon recognition, adaptive immune system delivers a message, either immunity or tolerance. Tolerance is the process where self-antigens found normally in the body are prevented from mounting an immune response, while non-self antigens mount an appropriate response. When this tolerance process fails, autoimmunity can manifest. This is the diagrammatic representation of tolerance, which is central tolerance and peripheral tolerance. Again, that who are at risk? According to the Global Autoimmune Institute, there are 7 definitive risk factors, which include being female. 78% of people affected by the autoimmune disease are mainly female. Having a genetic family history of autoimmune disease, having an existing autoimmune disease already, being obese, being exposed to certain environmental toxic irritants and smoking, certain medications such as blood pressure medications or antibiotics, infections such as COVID-19 and group A strep bacteria. What are the signs and symptoms of autoimmune diseases? Many factors influence the length and pattern of your symptoms. These include your type of autoimmune disease, and depending upon the age, health of the individual, and the running lifestyle of the patient. The first symptom of many autoimmune disorders often have the same hallmarks, such as varying levels of fatigue. These are the generalized symptoms: aching and tired muscles, localized swelling and redness, fever, usually at a low level, often continually, trouble with concentration and thought clarity, numbness and tingling in the extremities, hair thinning, or there may be hair loss, skin inconsistencies such as rashes. Most common autoimmune diseases are type 1 diabetes, because your pancreas produces the hormone insulin, which helps regulate blood sugar levels. In type 1 diabetes, there is death of or degeneration of beta cells in the pancreas. Rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis or psoriatic arthritis, multiple sclerosis of the myelin sheath, systemic lupus erythematosus, inflammatory bowel disease, Addison disease of the adrenal, and Graves disease of thyroid. Cause of autoimmunity. There are so many causes. The cause of autoimmunity may be genetic predisposition, environmental factors, hormonal factors, or there may be leaky gut, which is very, very important. Stages of autoimmunity. There are 3 stages of autoimmunity. Silent autoimmunity. This stage is almost in every individual who is not knowing about it. Autoimmunity reactivity. And the third is full-blown autoimmune diseases. You may want to know there is 70% destruction of myelin sheath when you diagnose multiple sclerosis. And up to 70%, the person doesn't know about his disease. There is 90% destruction of adrenals when you diagnose Addison disease, and up to 90% destruction, the patient doesn't know about his autoimmunity. There is 80% destruction of villi when you diagnose the celiac disease and get a biopsy, and patient doesn't know about his disease until there is diagnosis of this celiac disease. Signs of inflammation in the body. Most common signs of inflammation to know your baseline show subdiagnostic indications like anxiety and depression, energy level, low level, I would say, brain fog, and high sensitivity CRP test, homocysteine test, and ferritin in the blood, etc. Genetics of autoimmunity. Genetics is mostly not under our control and works in about 8% of the cases. Influenced by chemical, physical, and psycho-spiritual inputs to the body. Epigenetics, which controls the genetics, change the phylogenetic process governed by the genetics. It changes. Our genetics works through our genes, working under the positive and negative switches. Positive switch opens the phylogenetic pathway and negative switch blocks the phylogenetic pathway. Switches are under the control of this epigenetic system. Change the functioning of these genes with epigenetic means of good nutrition and positive lifestyle variations. We can control our gene 92% times through this epigenetic system. Our biochemistry is equal to our nutrition. This is a quote from Dr. Guyton, a well-known physiologist. Each of the 100 trillion cells in the human being is a living structure that can survive indefinitely and in most instances can even reproduce itself, provided its surrounding fluids contain appropriate nutrients. Environmental causes, toxins and deficiencies. Toxins treatment. These toxins we can avoid through our food, water, air, and our surroundings. Microorganisms, parasites, malignant cells, allergens, and toxins are all around us, and our immune system protects us like an umbrella. How? In the form of our skin, our mucosal lining, our lysozymes, which phagocytes, our cells phagocytes, globulins, antibodies, cell-mediated immunity, complement-mediated immunity, and interferons-mediated immunity. Deficiency treatment. Essential nutrients from food are the fundamental building blocks of the body, and these are vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, nucleic acids, water, fiber, and oxygen. Deficiency of these can inhibit the healing process. The average autoimmune patients have at least 4 deficiencies, including vitamin D, vitamin B12, zinc, omega-3, and water. For most nutrients, serum testing has limited value. Deficiencies: water, oxygen, and sunshine, which give vitamin D and melatonin, are often not considered nutrients for the body by conventional practitioners. We also be very cautious about the medications used to treat the autoimmune problems, which can cause vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and those may hinder the immune system. Iron deficiency. Iron deficiency is also very common in these patients, which can cause iron deficiency of low RBCs, red blood cells, inability to carry oxygen due to that, reduced energy production in the body that will cause fatigue, chronic recurrent infections, and inability to heal the body. This deficiency can be known with the battery of blood tests of the body. Leaky gut, which is very important. Gut immunity works through the gut fireballs like GALT, called gastro-associated lymphoid tissue, that is defense at the site of the antigen. Tight junctions. These are the junctions between the adjacent cells of the intestinal lining, which is one cell thick only, which get disturbed, or there are gaps, and there starts the process of leaky gut. Mucosal immunoglobulin A. This is the globulin protein of the innate immune system, which functions against the toxins and foreign invaders at the site of entrance of the antigen. Friendly bacteria. This is the army of our immune system and carries our 70% to 80% immune system. 99% of our microgenome, and helps in producing many vitamins, and like 60% vitamin K and 40% vitamin biotin, and certain neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin. Stomach acid. This hydrochloric acid is very important for the first line of defense and digestion of essential nutrients for our body. Leaky gut is caused by chemicals containing toxins like plastics, sugar, and pesticides. Gliadin in gluten, GMO foods, candida overgrowth, medications like NSAIDs, aspirin, antibiotics, and antacids, infections, aggressive exercise, stress, and food allergens containing additives and preservatives. Foods to be avoided. Those are grains, legumes, dairy, processed foods, refined sugars, industrial seed oils, vegetable oils, eggs, nuts, seeds, nightshade vegetables, gum, alternated sweetener, emulsifiers, and food thickeners. Measures to be taken. Use nutrients such as fish oil, vitamin C, vitamin D, and probiotics to help calm your immune response naturally. Exercise regularly. It's a natural anti-inflammatory. Practice deep relaxations like yoga, deep breathing, biofeedback, or massage. Thank you very much.